to present to Queen Pen a proclamation. I don't want to hold you up, but everybody who knows me knows that I read the proclamation, so you're going to have to bear with the system. And I don't have my glasses on. Whereas the great state is only as great as those individuals who perform exemplary service on behalf of their community, whether through unique achievement in professional or other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenship. And whereas it is the sense of this legislative body to commend Queen Pen upon the occasion of her designation as recipient of the 2009 Women's History Month Award presented by Senator Eric Adams. Give him a clap. Clap for my brother. On Thursday, March 26, 2009, at the Kings County Hospital T Building Auditorium, Brooklyn, New York. And whereas, after overcoming many obstacles in her life, Queen Pen finally achieved her dreams of becoming an entertainer when fate brought her and platinum producer and recording artist Teddy Riley together and created Fat Blackstreet's multi-platinum hit, No Diggity. This led her, go ahead, give it up. This led to her not only touring across the world, but to landing a major recording deal. And whereas in 1999, Little Man Records, Interscope Records, released Queen Pen's debut album, My Melody. It was at that point Queen Pen started taking advantage of her newfound fame. She began to speak in various juvenile prisons, group homes, inner city schools, helping victims of domestic violence, being a victim and survivor herself, and at faculties for young mothers. And whereas in 2001, Queen Pen spent a short time with Motown Records and released Conversations with a Queen. The album featured artists such as Damien and Stephen Marley, Mr. Cheeks, Cameron, Prodigy, and a host of others. Soon after departing from Motown Records, she released her self-published book of short stories, Situations. We all have situations, right? We all have situations. Her creation quickly took off, eventually selling well over 80,000 copies. This led to a two-book deal with Atrium, Simon, and Schuster. And whereas between operating her high-risk teen programs and her dedicated work in the fight for women and children of domestic violence, the release of her debut novel, Blossom and Infiltrator, on Simon & Schuster, her project with Teddy Riley, and not to mention her 5 beautiful children, Queen is a force to be reckoned with. And whereas it's the sense of this legislative body that when individuals of such noble aims and accomplishments are brought to our attention, it is appropriate to publicly proclaim and commend those individuals for the edification and emulation of others. Now, therefore be it resolved that, okay, you know I'm not the senator, but I, State Senator Eric Adams, recognize that in Queen Pen, we have an individual worthy of our highest respect and esteem. And be it further resolved that a copy of this proclamation be transmitted to Queen Pen during this evening ceremony, dated March 26, 2009, in witness whereof I hereunto set my hand in signature, Eric R. Adams, New York State Senator, 20th District. So without any further ado, thank you. It gives me the utmost privilege and honor to present this proclamation to my friend and my sister, Queen Pen, Lanice. I love you, Mama. And to present her with the Women's History Month Award presented to Queen Pen for outstanding leadership and work in the 20th Senatorial District, presented by New York State Senator Eric Adams and Team Adams, March 26, 2009. And I want to thank all of you for your patience. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight, because without you, we could not do what we do. One thing about Senator Adams and the members of our team is that we got it straight. We realize that we are public service and that the public doesn't work for us. So we are there for you. If you don't know where our office is, we're at 572 Flatbush Avenue. Come by and pay us a visit. And without any further ado, I'm going to let Queen, thank you, Kelvin. I'm going to let Queen Pen say a few words, and then we'll have our benediction by Pastor Linwood Bush. Thank you. First of all, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning. Because some people didn't wake up. He gave me 24 more hours to get whatever's wrong in my life right. Second of all, a lot of people in the room may not know me. A lot of people do know me. I just texted my cousin and said, gosh, I brought the hood out. I see faces in here that I see in the parties, in the club. And I see a lot of faces in here that I don't see in here, that I do see in parties and in the clubs. I'm representing what is supposed to be called the hip-hop community. I am part of an organization which is called Hip Hop that are raising your children and your grandkids. I personally have took it upon myself since I was blessed to get off the streets and get a record deal, to share my struggles with whoever will listen to me. Because my name is Queen Pen, they'll let me in. But I don't want to talk about BET. I want to talk about life. Our children are suffering. I'm raising 5 kids on my own. But our children are suffering, and it seems like my generation doesn't care. I see Jackie. Jackie's going to make me take my glasses off. I am a strong fighter for women and domestic violence and their children, because the children are also victims. I fight for that adolescent and that juvenile young man or young woman that has made that mistake, that's in a group home, that's locked up on rikers. I fight for my community and for my people, but I make records and write books. But at the end of the year, when they're doing statistics, I'm the average African-American, 5 children, 1 baby daddy, deceased, GED. But I believe in my heart that I have the ability to make a change. And I don't know how I do it sometimes. It's by the grace of God. Last year I was beaten so severely that the fire department had to kick my door down. I almost died last year. I have ran into the hallway in my underwear, bloody. I have jumped out of cars with my children's father to jump in a stranger car to beg to be taken to the nearest precinct. I have been cut with a machete. I have been stalked. And still, guess what? I'm a recipient of the Grammy. I'm signed with a major publishing house, and I say this to say it doesn't discriminate. This only means that this struggle and this tragic that has been brought to my life, I look at the good part of it. It's kind of a blessing, because I have such a big voice, being from the entertainment world, and I can speak about it. And not knowing who out there right now is listening, and what I'm saying and my courage may encourage them to build a little bit more heart. I thank Senator Eric Adams, Team Adams, for pushing through a legislation when nobody wouldn't listen. Nobody wouldn't listen. And Assembly Mayor Hakeem Jeffries, when I said listen, and sat in court with me.
Not because I was Queenpin, because I lived in this district, and this was something that was, infecting this district. Corey, where's Corey at? Corey, who's in my precinct, just by chance, 67 precinct, where I have the worst DV case in the precinct. It's a handful of us that care enough and do what they do from their heart. And if it's not done from your heart, it makes no sense to do it. I want to thank everybody in this room for even coming out, especially in my generation, because we usually go to the album release parties and don't care what's going on with me. I want to say in closing, again, our children are suffering. Whatever you can do, because my motto is it's easier to build a child than to repair an adult.